and it'll take a while to do all of its puttering and things. Done redirecting to the stream page. Okay, so here we are. And when we go to live streaming, you notice up here now, this is live.
Yes, okay.
This is now seeing everything that we're seeing.
Right.
So when we go over here to YouTube, should show, no, if I go to videos, that's what it is. Yeah, there. See how I've now got a live now happening right now.
See. Okay.
And if we go to it, here we are.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I'm hoping this info doesn't overwhelm you. The first couple of times I had to work with this stuff, I was like, oh my God, I don't get all these keys and things. And but after you've done it a couple of times, it really is, let me go back over to the live stream. It really is all about this information here.
Yes.
If you get that information correct, then whenever Facebook or YouTube gives you this information, it's easy enough to plug it into Zoom.
I see.
And Streamlabs works exactly the same way.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, when you did click on enable auto start.
Right. So as soon as I hit go live on that form,
I see. Okay.
Zoom started sending its data. Auto start means that that broadcast will start as soon as YouTube starts seeing data from somewhere.
Okay.
So let's see, there's also a captions option, but we're not going to mess with that right now. Okay. Yeah, the stream's bit rate is slowing down because I'm actually making my laptop do several different YouTube pages. Let me stop the share on this. I'm actually making my browser do several different YouTube pages all at the same time, and it's really kind of. But yeah, let me see if I can go back and reshare just this. Did I do that? Oh, yeah, no, not that. And we're going to share screen, share that. And see, now you can, here we are on YouTube.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes.
Now, the cool thing about this, let me just stop the share and go back to Zoom, is that in terms of disconnecting all this stuff, it's really easy because that stream ends as soon as we hit this.
As soon as we hit
end meeting.
End, okay.
Because so once the meeting ends, Zoom won't be sending any more data anywhere to YouTube or anywhere else.
Okay.
And YouTube or Facebook will just go, oh, there's no data. I guess I'm done now, and disconnect. And am I sharing this screen right now? I'm not.
No, it's not.
Okay. Showing up. Let me see if it'll. No, it won't let me. That's right. It won't let me do the thing. Never mind. But yeah, you should also see on your Zoom screen where it says live on custom streaming service.
Yes.
And you can also, it gives you options to also monitor the stream or copy the link or what have you.
Okay. Now, let me ask you something. Do you find it easier to do it in this way than to do it through Streamlabs?
Yes, because ultimately the goal is to do Facebook and YouTube simultaneously.
Oh, yes.
So because not everybody can get on Facebook.
Right.
And Streamlabs is supposed to do multi. I'll talk to Pepin more about that, but right now it's not making it easy for me to do a multicast.
I see.
And I don't know why. So I need to talk to Pepin more about that. If Streamlabs can do it, great. If not, in theory, if I'm understanding Zoom correctly, co-hosts on the same meeting should be able to stream out to different destinations.
Yeah.
So, you know, if I as a host stream out to Facebook and you as co-host stream out to YouTube, this is one of the things we're testing on Saturday.
Okay.
then we should be able to see the stream show up in both those places.
So in terms of setting it up,
Mhm,
I can set it up at any time
correct.
and put and click on that uh, automatic start
Uh-huh.
so that we can go live and it should show up.
Yeah, if you're setting it up for the future, you would set it as scheduled, and then everything else I showed you would be exactly the same.
Okay.
Nothing would change with the keys or the server URL or any of that stuff.
Okay.
And this is now how we do it on Facebook. Pepin or I does we do a scheduled post
Yes.
for Facebook Live, right?
Right.
So that's sitting there in Facebook, and then when it comes time for La Molina to actually broadcast, I go back in for that same kind of information I showed you and plug it into Streamlabs. And as soon as Streamlabs starts sending data, then we can go live on Facebook.
And so that's going to continue with Facebook.
That's going to continue, yeah.
Okay.
So, but like I say, getting Streamlabs to do both of those at once has been like I said, kind of an uphill battle. And I am hoping to pick Pepin's brain about how, if he's able to do it or not. There's also Martin with his Spanish translations doing stuff on YouTube too. And I'm not entirely clear on how his workflow goes. But if we can get all of these different methods to like work together, then like I said, ideally the webcast would start, people would see it on Facebook, and then people would see it on YouTube, and it would all be happening more or less at the same time.
Yeah. And so I do know, I'm pretty sure that for one or two of the talks, Martin was actually with the Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Was using the Streamlabs for the translation. And it was like, it was simultaneous. And because I remember when Pepin really decided he was way too sick, he said he was going to stop the stream.
Yeah, we were yelling at him about that because he was continuing to try and work, and it's like, no,
I know.
No, you stop that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yes, he's dedicated,
but yeah, you have to be reasonable and not die as a result of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, okay.
So yeah, that's the whole reason we're doing this test, is to like basically push all the buttons, see what breaks and what works. And I want to have enough people pushing different buttons so that if something doesn't work, we can all see it right away.
Okay. In terms of YouTube, you have, sorry. In terms of YouTube, you have 2 pages.
Yeah, essentially.
And one is for the testing and one is just your regular page.
Correct.
When you made me manager, it ended up being for your regular page and not the test page.
Is that what? I see. Because let me double check that after I get off of this meeting with you, because the way it should work, it's kind of weird arcane channel management stuff, but the long and the short of it is that the clean channel I showed you is supposed to be a channel related to my main channel, but I should be able to assign you as a manager to that. So I need to double check how that all went.
Okay.
Because the idea is,
and I might play around with it up until Saturday, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that wouldn't interfere with anything you're doing, or would it?
Shouldn't, no, because the rest of the time I'm going to be focused on the Zoom webinar end. And one of the cool features on webinar is that you can enable what's called a practice session.
Okay.
Which means that people get in the meeting and can push buttons until they're comfortable with whatever their setup is, and then the meeting can start, which is kind of cool.
So yes, so on that day,
Mhm.
let's say I have the YouTube thing set up,
Uh-huh.
then, or let's say it's actually the webcasting day.
Uh-huh.
Would I be the one then as a co-host to go into YouTube and hit go live?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
that's gonna be
Yes.
my role, is to.
Yeah, that's going to be your role, which is why I'm glad to be able to walk through it with you. I mean, Pepin did this for me,
Yes.
and I mean, oh my God, that first couple of times were just like extremely cringeworthy, let's say.
Yeah, yeah, it's a memory thing, and it's a matter of doing it often enough to where it gets to be, second nature.
Yeah.
That brings me to Zoom.
Uh-huh.
I got a notice that you had made me a co-host on the account.
Correct. Not on the account. It should be for the webinar I set up. I'm pushing buttons on my end, and I need to email you guys later because some of the notices you may see today are going to be slightly confusing until I get them all sorted out.
Okay, because the
So,
notice that I got,
mhm.
it notified me that you were making me a co-host on the account, and
Mhm.
that they were going to stop my account.
Ooh, ooh, that is not at all what ooh, yikes.
Yeah, I didn't think that was what you had in mind.
No, no. So I will fix that immediately because no, that is not at all what was supposed to happen. But yeah, this is the thing about the button pushing. Occasionally you end up in scary territory, like what happened to my account? Yeah. So just while I'm talking to you, let me get in on here.
Okay, and so let me ask you also about the status of your pro account, because what it said to me was it said it was going to eliminate my account and I now had basic.
Yeah, and that is not at all what I wanted to do at
Okay,
all.
and I wasn't sure if it was giving me basic because you're still on basic, or, if you needed a refresher for the pro or what.
Okay, so now I have refreshed it and removed you from that. Because that is not, yeah. And let me know, give it some time to propagate.
Okay.
And let me know later on today what's going on there, because that was not at all intended. I had no idea Zoom was going to do that. And that's like, yeah.
And also, well, see, I had run into that weird problem
Mhm.
where I was thinking if I was not hosting a meeting, that
Mhm.
I could join another meeting. Of
Mhm.
course, I can't remember now if it actually went at the same time that you were doing something or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't let me actually do that. It was using my pro account for all of it. So I got off of one meeting very quickly because I was afraid that it was going to impact you.
Mhm.
But I was surprised about that because theoretically I should still have my little free personal account, that's separate from the pro.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those arcane things because it's, oops, I just hit a very wrong button. Let me try and close this out before it does anything stupid.
Like send me to another dimension or something. Don't do
Oh,
that.
it's so likely with the way I do computer stuff. I mean, you don't even know.
Hey, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm fairly brave about just pushing buttons,
I'm sorry.
what they
You're
do.
still on schoolwork, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I got into this meeting. I will fix that. So, you still there, Elisa?
Yes.
Okay, do you have more questions for me? Because keep me posted on what you see happening on your account.
Okay,
Because like I say, that was not intended.
okay. I will keep you posted and also if something continues to happen, if you want me to call them and straighten it,
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. If it does continue to happen, I'd say call them and they can also call me. I think on my account, I've got my phone number up there.
okay.
And so we can get this sorted because that's really surprising that it would just kind of, you hit a button on Zoom and then it wanders around and nukes other people's accounts. I don't think that's the way that's supposed to work.
Well, I think it has to do, this is my speculation totally.
Uh-huh.
I think it has to do with the fact that you can add hosts to your account, but
Right.
it's as an individual host and it costs as much as, I mean, it would be a pro account
Yeah.
and it would be the same as if you did it on your own, but now there's two people on the same account who have control as hosts, So
Yeah.
I may have to call them anyway, just to get that figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And like I say, either they can call me or I can end up calling them myself later today.
Okay.
But, we're definitely in the push buttons, see if anything goes poof stage. It's what we computer geeks, or rather engineering types, call a smoke, a smoke test.
Yes, right.
That's where you throw the switch and see if any smoke comes out of anywhere the first time. Yeah, this is smoke testing. This is what we're doing.
Definitely, definitely. And it's always worthwhile in the long run. So,
Yes.
okay, I will leave you then and I'll touch back if stuff is going on.
Okay, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this. This is so helpful.
Sure.
Doesn't mean I'll remember it. I may be
That's-
sending you questions.
And that's okay. That is really okay.
Okay, thanks, Nyanda. Talk to you
You're
later.
welcome. Okay, talk to you later on.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, oh, right. Annie Law is out back.
Have a seat at the table out there.